I thought it'd be a good time to give another update on what's going on in USPSA. There hasn't been one in a while. I put out a video a while back saying, hey, let's give the board 90 days, and because we have a new board effectively. There's only two of the old guys, two of the old crews still on there, but everyone else is new, or at least in opposition to the old crew. So let's sit back and give it 90 days. Well, people have been kind of quiet on the USPSA topic lately. I think everyone kind of came to the same conclusion, like, hey, let's sit back. Let's give these guys some time and see what happens. And some stuff has been happening the last few days that is not at all promising. So first, there was a board meeting last night. Now, the last couple board meetings, the regularly scheduled ones anyway, have been live streamed, and people have been able to see what's going on. We got notification last night. The required vote, it's I think a 3/4 majority is the vote, but so it wouldn't take many votes to stop this, but the required vote to do the live streaming, it didn't pass. So I can't say that that's really surprising, but it's definitely a change from what's been happening previously. So that's not a very good sign. People were looking forward to the live stream meeting. They wanted to see what was going on. Also, people got word that there was some kind of a special meeting recently, but there's no information about what was done, what happened, anything like that. So obviously last night, there was a lot of disappointment because people, like I said, people wanted to see, like, hey, what's going on? What's changing? What's happening with USPSA? Now, that's I wouldn't necessarily call this bad news. It doesn't take many area directors to stop the live stream of the meeting. We don't know what happened in the special meeting. Could have been anything. But like I said, it's definitely not like a good sign. You don't look at that and say, hey, this is good. Now, there's been some news coming out of Area 4 that I would say is bad. Definitely bad. Area 4's got a new area director, Ken Cobb. And at first, it looked kind of promising. Now, Ken, he's been around a long time, and he's one of the guys he's opinionated, and he's okay with putting his opinion on the internet. So you look at that and you say, hey, this might work out. Because Ken, this says people have been reposting this stuff the last couple of days, but Ken was in favor of the boycotts and the protests. Let me read an old post here from Ken. This is Ken Cobb in January. And like I said, Ken is now the Area 4 director. He says, in order to save the organization, we need a new set of bylaws, a set that follows Delaware state laws as well as good standards and practices for nonprofits, a set of rules that puts the power in the hands of who we actually elect. As it stands, we, the members, have no say in anything, including who our area directors are. This much must change. I respectfully ask all the members to make a judgment and close their pocketbooks to this failed organization. Well, that was Ken in January. And Ken has been installed as the Area 4 director without an election, he's singing a different tune. And let me read the update that Ken put out, and this upset a lot of people, and I think rightfully so. Okay, this is from 4 days ago. Friday updates. Opinions expressed here are mine and not anyone else's. I wish I could report that the board has fixed all of the problems, but alas, the wheels of progress roll very slowly. The board is acting. We are committed to addressing concerns. Committee reports are being finalized, and they will reflect the hard work that's been put in. One of the issues that we run into is a set of bylaws and governance guidelines that were adopted in the 20th century. We really need to get into the 21st century. We are working on better communications, accounting processes, and accountability. As hard as it is for me to accept, nothing can get done in a day and without the vote of the board. Each action requires processes and a vote. And with only monthly meetings, it's happening at a snail's pace. By the way, reading this, I think nobody really has a problem with anything that he wrote right there. Let me keep going. I am happy to report that we have a couple of new clubs in the Central Texas region. Welcome Hubbard, Texas. Staccato Ranch is also coming online and should be hosting monthly matches when they can get enough range officers in place. There's a group in North Texas that is hosting a classified match at the end of March. It's full. Over 70 shooters signed up for it. This tells me new shooters want to be classified. If you were on the fence about USPSA and are refusing to host USPSA matches and instead hosting Hit Factor Outlaw matches, I think you are doing a disservice to the membership. The most important part of USPSA is the rule book and the classification system. Remember, in a Hit Factor match, there is no rule book, no divisions, no classification, no overlays, no process for fair treatment across the stages to ensure a fair and safe match. Go shoot, bring a friend, and have fun. This is a big change. So Ken was actively telling people to do this protest. And then he put out an update saying that you're doing a disservice to the membership if you are doing a protest. It is a big change, and it's a weird one. Especially, again, here's what's so frustrating about this to people. The people protesting USPSA, they're doing so in service of USPSA. Like, they want to fix USPSA. That's really what they want. So when you have a guy who's saying, like, no, you're doing a disservice to the membership by doing this, you should keep running USPSA matches, those people are like, what are you, like, what? And you can imagine people were pretty geeked up. Like, Ken got into it with a lot of people on Facebook over this. You can imagine the arguments. It even escalated to the point where with one of the, I guess you'd call him one of the section coordinators, Corey Yates, I think that's Louisiana section. Ken Cobb was telling this guy to, this is in public view. He's telling this guy not to distribute the national slots for the section from last year, and instead he should send them back to USPSA. I mean, here's what he says. Corey Yates, if your section is no longer part of USPSA, you should return those slots. If you are USPSA, then by all means distribute them accordingly. Like, that's kind of like some twisted like power thing that Ken's trying to do to bring that section back into USPSA. Like, it doesn't make any sense what we're seeing from Ken. I have to be honest, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, so no live stream meeting last night. That's a bummer. Special meeting happened a couple weeks ago. We don't know what's going on there. That's a bummer. And then Ken Cobb acting like a fucking idiot. That's a big bummer too. This is a lot of very bummer news coming out of USPSA lately, and I really don't like it. I'm going to tell you something else. The word that I've gotten from the people in the know was that this is not how Ken's been acting behind closed doors, that the board is making some progress, that the new board is trying to fix things. That's what I've been hearing. But what I'm actually seeing is not that. So it is disappointing, to say the least. We'll keep watching. I think we're going to find out more in the near future. But I think, the taking the pressure off the board for the last month may have been a mistake, because these people, I don't know, like, if you don't keep up the pressure, it's like good things don't keep happening.